In this video, we'll show you how Gemini CLI can analyze your existing codebase, identify coverage gaps, and even generate new test cases for you. To demonstrate this, we've set up a simple Python project. In our src folder, we have calculator.py. It's a small module with basic math functions like add, subtract, multiply, divide, and also is positive and calculate average. These are simple functions, but they have subtle nuances. For example, divide function handles dividing by 0. The function is _positive needs to consider 0 itself, and calculate _average should handle empty lists. Let's now check tests folder. In this folder, we have test_calculator file with some basic tests already written. We've covered the main operations, but we intentionally left out some edge cases and even entire functions from our initial testing. Our goal is to use Gemini to identify these omissions and get suggestions to improve our coverage without us having to manually inspect every line. Let's get Gemini CLI to work. Here's my prompt. Analyze calculator.py and test_calculator.py. Identify any functions or important branches in the calculator file that appear to lack sufficient test coverage in the test file. Suggest new PyTest functions to increase coverage, focusing on edge cases and untested logical paths. Gemini is now using its models to read both files, understand the code's logic, and analyze our existing tests against that logic. It's looking for functions that aren't called in tests or crucial conditions within functions that aren't being explicitly checked. And there it is. Gemini has identified that is_positive function isn't fully tested, suggesting checks for 0, positive, and negative numbers. It also points out calculate _average, which we completely missed, and suggests tests including edge cases like testing negative numbers, as well as an empty list. This is powerful feedback, often saving hours of manual review. It further suggests covering edge cases in current tests, for example, scenarios involving 0 or floating point values. Now it's asking whether we'd like to generate a new test file or merge the tests into the current one. Let's keep the tests in the existing file. Gemini is in the process of adding the tests to the existing test file. Now Gemini prompts for permission to write the test cases to the test file. Once we approve, it automatically adds the tests to the file. Next, it prompts to run the tests. I'll skip for now, as I'd like to review them before executing. Check this out. Gemini just created the Python code for those new PyTest functions and seamlessly appended them to test file. Now that we have our new tests, let's verify them. We can use Gemini's shell tool to execute PyTest directly from here. And there you have it. All tests pass, including the new ones generated by Gemini. This validates that our AI-generated tests are functional and contribute to our overall test coverage. Imagine applying this to large codebases, rapidly generating tests for new features, or quickly patching coverage holes. The potential is immense. Have you tried Gemini CLI for testing? Let me know your experience in the comment sections. Happy testing!